first time that I heard Silverchair was when I was in grade 2 or 3 or 4. It was one of those grades. I'm not really sure which one it was, but it was in primary school. And I was just like a little kid. I was like 7 or 8 or 9 or something. And I think the first time I heard Silverchair was on the radio. I think I heard the song Tomorrow, and I thought it was really cool. And then a friend of mine, he bought the Frog Stomp album on cassette, and his parents listened to it and were horrified at like Suicidal Dream and stuff, which was a song on there, and they smashed the tape up, and he went to school the next day crying about it because he loved it so much. And I remember I saved up my pocket money, and I went and bought the Frog Stomp album on CD. And I remember we were down in town because we lived up in the country, kind of, and we were visiting my auntie and my cousins. And I remember getting the Frog Stomp CD and using their little portable CD player with my headphones. And I remember listening to it and just going, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" And before that, I was listening to Nirvana. And this might sound kind of stupid or whatever, or offensive to Nirvana or what, but I remember when I put Frog Stomp in the CD player and started listening to Israel's Son and Tomorrow and all the other songs on there, like Leave Me Out and stuff, I remember thinking, this is way better than Nirvana. Because it just sounded so much more like clean, like clear and pure kind of. Then I got into Freak Show and stuff. And I remember like being young and into music, because before that I was like making music, playing guitar, recording with old cassette decks and stuff like that, tape recorders and stuff. I remember when I got into Silverchair, I was massively influenced by like the lyrics and the vocal style and everything. And I remember even when I was like a teenager and I'd be making my own music, they'd be heavily inspired by kind of those kind of albums like Freak Show and Frog Stomp and stuff. And I even remember writing songs pretending that I had the kind of issues that Daniel Johns from Silverchair had, because he had songs like Slave, where it was all about like some of the lyrics were things like the only book I own is called How to Lose, and like there's a song called Abuse Me, and other songs where he's like trying to say he wants to be cool like other people and he's just a loser. And it almost like a lot of that music, early Silverchair, was kind of embracing beating yourself up and having a bad, low opinion of yourself, and like basically saying that you were pathetic and nothing. And as a young person growing up listening to that music and being influenced by it, I thought that it meant that it was really cool to be negative and to be all like, you know, kind of self-loathing and everything. So some of my early music that I made myself as a teenager, I was basically just trying to replicate that kind of lyrical content in my songs. So I do have some old demos where I'm singing songs with lyrics that are trying to replicate those kind of self-hating, negative kind of lyrics of Silverchair. I was actually pretty surprised at how popular Silverchair were when they first came out, considering a lot of the songs on the first two albums, they're just basically Daniel Johns singing about how much he hates himself and his life and wants to be dead, basically. So it's pretty amazing how popular they were. I think it's because the music sounded so good and his voice was so good, but I don't think people paid too much attention to what the lyrics actually were saying, or maybe they just thought that they meant something else and had double meanings or something. But anyway, that's my little upload on Silverchair, and I'll leave it there. See you in the next video. Bye.